What's up, everybody? I'm going to show you guys how I'm going to mount my 2 bucks from Nebraska on a European mount using a fake landscaping rock. Check it out. Alright, so what I did is I ordered a fake landscaping rock here online from Amazon. You can see I put kind of a wooden base pedestal here, and it's got side shoots coming off. And then what I did is I got some Loctite spray foam insulation and just filled it with 2 cans. Now, this stuff expands heavily, very, very heavily. So what I'm doing here is, now that I've got it all in there, so you can see I've got some stuff that's sprayed out earlier, I'm gonna put 15 pounds of weight on top of this rock. This is a fiberglass rock here. And we're gonna go ahead and let this sit overnight. And tomorrow we're gonna come back and mount these 2. Alright, so here's the finished product. As you can see, we had some foam kind of get a little bit squirrely here on the outside, but that's alright because we've got a foam board and some felt that's gonna go over this to give a nice smooth, flat finish. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hang this on the wall flat like this, and I've already got a hole that I pre-drilled here for the hook mount and the screw, but this is brass, this is chrome, so we're gonna take this flat tan and we're gonna go outside and paint these real quick to get them look a little bit more blended with the rock. So here's the tools I'm going to be using. I've got some felt sheets here that we're going to use for the backing of the foam board. We've got a pin, our rock, a foam board, some spray adhesive. This is just heavy duty Gorilla adhesive. I've never used this before. I've never done this before, so we're just kind of winging it. And then we've got our X-Acto blade here. So I'm going to go ahead and outline this with a pin. I'm not using a marker because I don't want to mark up the size of the rock, but I'm going to take this, mark around it, cut it out, and then we're going to spray the foam, overlap the felt on the back end of this. That way the rock can sit flush on the wall and it won't scratch or damage the wall behind it. So let's go ahead and get to work. Now that we got our rock base cut out, you see we got this board right here. This is where it's going to hang up. So what we did is we have a 1x2 piece of pine going across here and a 1x2 piece of pine going down. And what I did is I actually put screws on the sides and on the outsides of this so it would grab to this foam. Now this Loctite foam seals up really well. It's got a good adhesive to it. And since this is not really bearing much weight, this is going to suffice. But what we did is we cut this foam board out to level up the back. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my felt sheets here and I'm going to go to the back side of this foam board that we just cut out, and I'm going to spray the adhesive, lay these down, and then when it's dry I'm going to fold it back over so there'll be a nice felt back around the outside of this rock, which is going to help it level up on the wall because this rock is made for landscaping, not for hanging deer on. But that's what I got. We're just going to make it work. All right, so while our felt's drying right now, we're gonna go ahead and take our mounting bracket that we just painted outside. You can see that blends in a lot better than brass and chrome. And I've got a self-tapping screw here, threaded all the way to the top, that way it'll bite into the fiberglass. And we're just going to set this. Don't want to over tighten it because I don't want the fiberglass to break. That is a strong hold. I like that. That's cool. That turned out exactly how I wanted it to. Man, this is gonna be awesome. All right, now we need baling wire and the skull. Because what project isn't right without baling wire? All right, so before we drill our holes for the forage behind the deer skull, we're gonna go ahead and actually mount the wire to the skull. So I got about 20 inches of baling wire here we cut, and we're gonna feed it through the back of the skull here and just make kind of a loop. That's what's gonna hang it right here on this hanger. I've done this before plenty of times with baling wire. It's what I prefer to use. You can use regular like picture wire or whatever you have, but this is what I had. So this is what we're using. Check it out. What I'm gonna start with is by bending the baling wire to a 90 degree here, and I'm gonna feed it up through the skull, and it's gonna come out like that, okay? Then we're gonna take it out, feed it all the way through, bend it back down. And we can go ahead and twist. So, got that loop. I'm gonna go ahead and twist this loop as well so it locks in and doesn't pull through. And this is where it's gonna hold to the base of the skull. So now that we've got our loop coming out of the back of the skull here with the baling wire locked in on the bottom, we can just feed that wire right on top of that hook, and that's how it's going to sit on the wall. So I'm looking at this right now, trying to see where exactly I want the foliage, and I'm thinking kind of right around the base here. I'll put some grass and maybe some on the back. I don't want to overwhelm it, so we'll just kind of start adding some stuff and see where it goes. To get the grass in, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 1/4 inch drill bit here, and I'm just going to drill down into a few spots on the back here, and then I'm going to take some of this grass, cut it, tape it, and then it's going to stuff in there. That way when I go to move this mount somewhere, I can just pull out the grass, set it aside, and it's not going to get damaged, and I don't have to worry about this giant floral fake grass getting damaged going from one place to the next. So we're going to make it to where you can just kind of set them in and keep it simple. All right, now we've got a bunch of fake plants in this thing, and we're gonna see how it looks with the mount on it. Hey, that's not too bad, huh? All right, now let's cut the felt, set it, and hang it. All right, so to secure the felt foam back to the wood, I'm gonna do a few things. I'm gonna take my spray adhesive, I'm gonna spray down the wood to give it an extra bond, and then I'm going to use these wood screws here, indoor wood screws and screw it to the back. All right, the mount just got it. Literally just picked it up, and what I got here is a bar mount for the wall. So this is going to hang up on the wall like this. This is going to hang up on this, and it's going to lock in place like that. That way it's easy to level, it's going to be easy to set up, and it's going to have good weight distribution for this mount. So I took out the roughage that we put on here, and we're just going to kind of level this up here. I'm going to start with the center screw. Now, let's go ahead and take this, mount it to the wall. So, there you have it. The do-it-yourself rock pedestal for a European mount. Everything in this video was purchased online on Amazon and other websites. These you can find pretty much at any hardware store. But I want to see what you guys come up with. If you guys come up with your own and do your own off of this video, send me pictures, send it to me, and be sure to like and subscribe because we're going to have more content coming out with maybe some stuff like this, maybe not, maybe just some other fun stuff. So, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Peace out.